and night. I toss and turn, I keep stressing my mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 words. Legendary. Polish. Power. Dear Lord. Jan Blachowicz, man. Did he put on a show last night? Now, look at this. The first round, I'm going to be talking about the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World, which was vacant and which was on the line last night. Jan Blachowicz versus Dominic Reyes. Now, Jan Blachowicz was not supposed to be in this opportunity. He wasn't supposed to be in this fight. The man that was supposed to be in this fight was Thiago Santos, if he didn't blow out his whole entire knee last year against Jon Jones. Yes, he blew out his knee. Every single ligament inside of his knee was torn apart, bits and pieces. He literally had to learn how to walk all over again. That literally is why he wasn't able to fight Dominic Reyes for the vacant light heavyweight championship of the world last night. But Jan Blachowicz did. Yes, Thiago Santos was the last man to knock out Jan Blachowicz. Is it easy to knock out Jan Blachowicz? Obviously not. The guy looks like a damn Viking. He's built like one. He talks like one. And the guy has power just like one. Yes, obviously the first round was a little bit of a feeling out process between both men. But I like how Jan was going. He was really calm. He was really cool. He was collected. He was going to the legs. He was going to the body. He didn't really get off too many shots to the face of Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes, he did catch Jan Blachowicz a little bit in the first round. But obviously both men were feeling it out. Dominic Reyes did have a couple of leg kicks that he did throw in the first round, so obviously he was trying to stay busy a little bit, but he was a little bit timid. I say he was a little bit nervous in that first round as well. Both guys are a little bit gun shy, but obviously as soon as you get into that second round right there, both men just went after it. Obviously, for the first 2 minutes in a row, it was a little bit calm, but the thing that I liked about Jan is that he kept on going to the body again and again and again. He went to the body about 3 times in the first round or 2 times, and it basically made a huge mark on the right side of Dominic Reyes' rib cage. When I say it was red, it looks like it was a turf. It looked like it was a freaking turf burn, for crying out loud. It also looked like someone had burned him right there or branded him there or something like that. That's how bad of a bruise it really was. And it just goes to show that Jan can really kick really hard. He's got a lot of power not only in his fists but also in his legs. And Jon just kept on going. He chomped at the legs. He chomped at the body. And then by the end of the second round, both men were literally going after it against one another. As soon as Dominic Reyes started to open up a little bit, it started to open up a little bit more of his offense. That's when Jan started to do his best work. He started throwing out more combinations. And after every single combination, he would end it with a leg kick, which is what I really liked. And then after Jan caught Dominic the first time, Dominic was waddled. Next thing you know, Jan just came back and hit him with another one, knocked him down to the ground, and then Jan basically ended the fight via ground and pound. But obviously the fight was already over by then. Dominic Reyes' legs were busted, his rib cage was busted, his face was busted, for crying out loud. He has a broken nose. Jan literally broke his nose, some of those shots that he gave Dominic Reyes, and Dominic was eating them, and I honestly thought that the fight was going to go longer. I thought that Reyes was really going to have a lot of trouble going into the 4th and 5th round because of his cardio issues. He obviously showed it during the Volkan Oezdemir fight. He obviously showed it during the Jon Jones fight. If his cardio were actually better, then he definitely would have won that Jon Jones fight, but he tired out in the 4th and 5th rounds. But as you went into this fight, Jon basically said, look, this fight is not going past the third round, the 4th round, and the 5th round. I'm going to end it in the 2nd round. That way I'm not going to take that much punishment. That way I'll inflict it on you as much as possible until I get that KO victory. He has the legendary Polish power, and I was always skeptic against Dominic Reyes and how he got his shots at the title. He got it by basically beating OSP, who's basically way out of his prime, by beating Volkan Oezdemir, who the judges basically robbed Oezdemir of. Oezdemir should have won that fight. It was a close fight, but I gave it to Oezdemir. Judges robbed him. They gifted Dominic Reyes with that W. And then went on to beat Chris Weidman, who was making his UFC light heavyweight debut via first round TKO hammer fist on the ground. And as we all know, Chris Weidman, he's got one of the biggest glass jaws in all of the UFC, next to his good old buddy Luke Rockhold, who ended up getting knocked out by Jon Jones in his UFC light heavyweight debut. So obviously, both men took different paths in order to get to their title shots. And for me, Jan was the one who faced more of the dangerous guys. He's the one who faced the Thiago Santos. He faced Jimmy Manuwa twice. He faced Corey Anderson twice. He faced Jacare Sosa, Luke Rockhold. He's basically fought all these guys, man. All of these. This guy's a beast. Jan, he's been there with the best. He has literally more. He has close to 30 fights in his whole entire MMA record. Dominic Reyes doesn't even have 20 yet. So obviously more of the experience goes to Jan. I give him the factor of the doubt right there. But Reyes has to go back to try to find a new camp. He had all three of his brothers cornering him last night. That obviously was not the smartest thing to do. Obviously, I know his older brother was a ex-UFC fighter, but you got to find yourself a good team, man. I know he's from California. Why not go to AKA? Why not go to Alliance MMA? Why not go to King's MMA? There's so many MMA gyms in California that are super gyms. I can't even count them with my own 10 fingers, for crying out loud. A lot of gyms out there that you can be able to utilize. Dominic Reyes is obviously a smart guy. He has a degree in, I believe, computer science or something like that. He could have went to the NFL, decided to partake in MMA instead. I don't really blame him because obviously a lot of people really do get messed up in the head after a rough career with the NFL, and obviously do have a lot of health problems after a very rough career, especially if you're a big guy like Dominic Reyes, who was probably playing linebacker or defensive end. So obviously power to him for making that decision to transfer from a football career all the way to an MMA career. Obviously, Dominic is not a bad fighter. He just needs to fix a couple of holes in his game. Jan Blachowicz, he's proven himself. And if there's a guy who deserves a title shot, it's Thiago Santos. And if Thiago Santos gets past Glover Teixeira when he's not testing positive for COVID-19 and we can finally get this fight in the books on an actual fight card, apparently it's going to happen in November or December, then he shall be the one to get that title shot next. Does he deserve it? Absolutely yes. He was basically the first guy to really take Jon Jones to his limits since Jon Jones regained the light heavyweight title against... Who's it against? Actually, no, against Dominic. It wasn't against Dominic Reyes. I forget how Jon Jones got his title back, for crying out loud, but it is what it is. Jan Blachowicz is your new light heavyweight champion of the world for the UFC, and he has earned it with everything that he's done in the UFC. He has a kid on the way, so power to Jan Blachowicz. God bless him. God bless his fiance, and I hope that that whole entire delivery of the baby goes well and everything like that. You now have got a belt. Polish has her second champion. Joanna I don't even know how to say her last name. It's freaking hard as anything. But she was the first champion, women's champion. Now they've got the first men's champion in the country of Poland. I hope they have a huge party over there. I hope they have a huge parade, especially in this hometown. And I hope that the people over there are going crazy, man. But all in all, I just wanted to talk about that fight, get my little perspective on it. It was a good 2 rounds, a really good second round, and I'm glad that Jan Blachowicz got the victory. A lot of people were really underestimating him. A lot of people were really downplaying his abilities, how he got to the title, how he got his shot by beating Corey Anderson, who a lot of people say who isn't good, but really is good. So obviously, I'm happy for Jan. I can't wait until he fights his next opponent. He really does deserve everything that has been earned. So appreciate you guys for watching this video. I'll make another one in a couple of minutes about the UFC middleweight championship of the world that was being held on last night's main card and main event. Later, guys. Stay blessed. I'll see you in a little bit.